Good morning, students. Already we have discussed about the male reproductive part, that is androecium, and we have completed how does the pollen grain develop. Now we are in female reproductive part, which is also called the gynoecium. Gynoecium represents the female reproductive part of the flower. We know the word gynoecium represents one or two or more pistils of a flower. The pistil refers to, we know that pistil is made up of three different parts: ovary, style, stigma. That is the last year 11th standard already we have discussed. A pistil is derived from carpel. The ovary represents the part of the gynoecium which contains the ovules. The stigma, which plays an important role for landing platform of the pollen grains. The style is an elongated structure, slender part beneath the stigma. The basal swollen part of the pistil is the ovary, and the ovules are present inside the ovary cavity on the placenta. We know placenta is specialized tissue which helps to attach the ovule on the wall of the ovary. That is also last year we have discussed. Gynoecium arises as a small papillae, small wart-like, wart-like outgrowth of meristematic tissue from the growing tip of the pleural primordium. That in the case of male reproductive part also we have discussed hormones, and hormones are mainly responsible for the development of this pleural primordium. Primordium is nothing but the initial stage of pleural part's development. It grows actively and soon gets differentiated into ovary, style and stigma. The ovules are also called the megasporangia, arise from the placenta. The number of ovules in an ovary may be 1. Example, one more question: paddy, wheat and mango. Or may be many. That is, examples are papaya, watermelon and orchids. Now next part we are going to discuss about the structure of ovule. That is also from 10th standard we are studying. Again we are discussing. Ovule is an megasporangium and is protected by one or two coverings. They are called the integuments. Integuments. A mature ovule consists of generally two parts. The first part, it is called the stalk, or it is also called the funicules. Underline that one, funicle, or it is also called, singular form is called funiculus. Is present at the base and it attaches to the ovule of the body, which is called the ovule or body of the ovule. So come to the diagram, we can see this is the structure of the ovule and this is a stalk. Ovule is having two parts. This is the stalk, which is called the funicule, and this is the body of the ovule. So each and every ovule is having two parts. What are the two parts? The stalk is also called the funiculus at the base and it attaches the ovule to the placenta, and the second part, it is called the body, consists of stalk and the body. The point of attachment of the body to the funicule is known as the hilum. So come to the diagram again. Which part is called the hilum? This is the funicle or funiculus, and this is the body, and this is the point of attachment, which is called the hilum. So the point of attachment of the funiculus with the body of the ovule is known as hilum. It represents the junction between the ovule and the body of the ovule. We have to say body of the ovule and the funicle. It is in an inverted ovule, the funicule is adnate. Adnates means attached to the body of the ovule, forming a ridge-like structure towards the outer surface, which is called the raphe. Again the diagram, the raphe is called the raphe. The body of the ovule is made up of a central mass of parenchymatous tissue, which is called the nucellus, which has large reserved food materials. And the nucellus is protected by one or two protective structures, coverage, they are called the integuments. So nucellus, we have told that the body of the ovule is made up of central mass of parenchymatous tissue, which is called the nucellus. Come to the diagram, we can see these cellular structures we can see, which is called the nucellus. And the body of the ovule is protected by two coverage, they are called the integuments. Integuments encloses the nucellus completely except at the top of the ovule, which is free and forms a pore-like structure. It is called the micropyle. That one also we know, it is called the micropyle. The ovule with one or two integuments, accordingly the terms are used. It is called unitegmic or bitegmic ovules respectively. The basal region of the body of the ovule, where the nucellus, integuments and the funiculus meet or merge, it is called the chalaza. This part is called the chalaza. The integuments, nucellus and the funiculus meet, which is called the chalaza. There is a large oval sac-like structure in the nucellus towards the micropylar end. It is called the embryo sac. This is called the embryo sac or female gametophyte. It develops from the functional megaspore formed within the nucellus. In some species, that is unitegmic and tenuinucellate, we will come to the next part, tenuinucellate. Unitegmic means we told that the ovule is having only one integument. The inner layer of the integument may become specialized to perform the nutritive function for the embryo sac, and it is called the endothelium or integumentary tapetum. So those who are having the plants, those who are having the only one integument or unitegmic ovule, the inner layer of the integument will become specialized to perform the nutritive function for the embryo sac, and it is called the endothelium or integumentary tapetum. Example is Asteraceae, where the sunflower belongs to. There are two types of ovules based on the position of the sporogenous cell. Sporogenous cell, already we know, the sporogenous cell is nothing but the specialized cell where from the male and female gametes develop. If the sporogenous cell is hypodermal with a single layer of nucellar tissue around it, it is called the tenuinucellate. Just now I told we will be discussing tenuinucellate type of ovule means what? If the sporogenous cell where from spores, megaspore, in this case it is megaspore develops, is hypodermal below the epidermis with a single layer of nucellar tissue around it is called tenuinucellate type. Normally tenuinucellate ovules are very small nucellus. Ovules with subhypodermal sporogenous cell. Sporogenous cell is below the hypodermis, not below the epidermis. Below the epidermis it is called hypodermis. That type of nucellus is called the tenuinucellate. But the ovules with the subhypodermal sporogenous cell is called the crassinucellate type. Normally these ovules have fairly large nucellus. So here we have discussed about the differences between the tenuinucellate and the crassinucellate type of ovule. Groups of cells found at the base of the ovule between the chalaza and the embryo sac, it is called hypostase. And the thick walled cells found above the micropylar tissue of the embryo sac, it is called the epistase. The structure already we have discussed the structure of the ovule for 5 marks question. Now the types of ovules. The ovules are classified into 6 main types based on the orientation, form and position of the micropyle with respect to funicle and chalaza. Most important ovule types are, first one is called orthotropous, second type anatropous, third type hemianatropous, and fourth type is campylotropous, we can say, or campylotropous. The types of ovules are given in the diagram and we will be discussing with the help of the diagram. In addition to these 4 types, other 2 types are also there. In the diagram we can see amphitropous, and it is called sarcinotropous. Now one by one with the diagram we will be discussing. Orthotropous, in this type of ovule The micropyle is at the distal end, and the micropyle, funicle, and the chalaza lie in one straight line. This is the funicle, the stalk of the ovule. This is the micropyle, and the third part, it is called the chalaza. This is the chalaza. So funicle, chalaza, and the micropyle in one straight line. This type of ovule, it is called the orthotropous, where we can see in the members of Piperaceae and Polygonaceae. Second type, it is called anatropous. The body of the ovule become completely inverted, so that the micropyle and funiculus lie very close to each other. This is the funiculus and the micropyle. This is the micropyle, come very close to each other. This is the common type of ovule found in dicots and monocots. Here, okay, thank you, children.